Hi, good evening, everyone. We're going to get started in just a few minutes, and I do mean a few minutes. I just have someone really special here I want to introduce you all to. This is Harper. Harper, say hi. Say hi. Harper's 19 months old, and she's my granddaughter. So her dad is my son, Michael, and Sarah works for us, and her Nana's here too, helping watch. I'm just so proud of her. I wanted to introduce you all to her. Clap hands. Clap hands. Yeah, there you go. What are you doing? Don't. Okay. Here, Nana. Where's Nana? Oh, hi. How you doing? All right. As long as down bars here at Stars. I go somewhere and Stars sings. So it's just like, okay. It's your voice that just calms me and soothes me. Darling, and then afterwards I want to sit somewhere and giggle. I don't know why. You give me goosebumps.
Opportunity to do this.
Oh, thank you.
This is why you minus the people.
Okay. Are you through telling me about this? Are you through?
I'm sorry?
Are you done? Good evening. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Do you have a mic on? Yes. Good for you. Welcome. Thank you all for trudging and staying the day. So I hope you all will join us. And right now, please stand, if you're able, for the presentation of colors. Please remain standing until the guard has left the stage. Thank you. And please rise and remain standing for the national anthem by Star Fields.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang the glare, the bombs bursting was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's give Miss Starfields another round of applause. Y'all can be seated. Thank you so much. Good evening. I hope you all had a great day. You did? Good. Thank you for answering back to me. Yes. I hope you're half as tired as I am. I hope you're not sweating as much as I am. I don't know, something out there. Can we chill down the room, or is it just age or something? It's hot. So I just want to welcome all the folks who are being seeing this through live stream Facebook. So welcome, all of you are at home on the couch, drinking a nice cool drink or something. Enjoy your Friday evening. All right, since we walked around way too much, this hotel is huge. It's just time to sit down and relax for a few moments. Hello.
There you go.
It's got to have the touch, I'm telling you. So we're going to have a great show for you tonight. So let me, while we all sort of settle and get into it, let me ask, how many of you have been here? This is our 26th Annual Family Café. Besides me, how many of you have been here 26 years? Raise your hand. So there's a few seniors in the room. Okay, so how many of you been here 20 years? Raise your hand. Not bad, not bad. How about 10 years? 5 years? First timers, stand up. Stay standing for a minute. State agency heads and legislators, look what you've created. Stand up, first timers. There we go. There you go. Let them see it. Okay, thank you so much. It's just that little game I like to play. Usually at this point, I introduce our board chair, Jim DeBogren, but due to the weather, he's caught on a plane somewhere and he's delayed. He may come flying in here at any moment, and then we'll just stop and drop and rock and roll back with him. But right now, speaking of someone who's been with us for quite a while, I don't really mean to age him, but he's aging himself. He's actually grown up here at the Family Cafe, and now he's an adult because he's been with us for 21 years. If that's not dedication. And you saw, if you looked around, there was just a handful that were over 20 years of coming here. So we all aged ourselves, as he just said. But 21 years, folks, you knew him as a legislator, both in the House and the Senate, then Senate President Bill Galvano. Senate, come on up and say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lori. Lori hasn't aged. I have. So it's 21 years. It was actually Governor Jeb Bush who suggested that, yeah, you can clap for him. He's still doing well. He's still doing great in South Florida and still making a difference for the great state of Florida. But he suggested that I come to the Family Cafe and meet the wonderful people that come here, understand that the value that it brings to so many families, whether it be information, fellowship, a respite, all the things that you all have come to do together and share together to, they cut me out. They used to do that in the legislature when I was speaking too long. All of a sudden, my mic would just stop. But I was sold, absolutely sold, because I understood the value that this event, Annual Summit, provides for so many people and the impact that the people it provides benefits to have on the great state of Florida, and why it's important that we stand up all the time in the legislature, like some of these great people I'm about to introduce have done and continue to do, to make sure that people with unique abilities have the quality of life and the ability to contribute to our state and our Florida society. And I'm so proud of that. And so it's an easy sell for me coming here year after year to share this time with you, to share my heart with you. You all have shared it with me, and I know we have a lot of first-timers in here, and I expect to see you 20 years from now when I'm really old. And but meet the folks. These are wonderful people, each and every one of you, and it's just really a privilege to be here. And I can't thank our sponsors. I thank Senator Jay Collins, Representative Rachel Plakin, for picking up the mantle. You know, in many ways in the state legislature, because we have term limits, it's a relay race. And you run your hardest and then pass that baton on, and good folks take it up. And if it's for a cause with merit, like this is, it's so wonderful when you see that others pick up that baton and move it forward. And I can see this going on and on and on. And one day we're going to have to move to the convention center, up the street here. Yeah, there's no parking here. There's no parking anywhere in the state of Florida. Have you noticed that? That's what you all have to work on next. But truly, thank you for having me here. It's my pleasure to be here, and I'm really pleased that we have some great legislators here. And I'm going to introduce them to come up, and they have some have representatives here to say a few words on behalf of their offices and the state legislature and the great state of Florida. And I'm going to start with my dear friend, Senator Jay Collins. Come on up here, Jay.
I'm going to drop that mic just a little bit there. Not quite tall enough to ride that one. So, y'all, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. There is really no place I would rather be. This is incredibly important to both my wife, myself, our entire family. So if it's all right, I want to tell you a little bit about me, why it's important to me, and why we will dedicate all the time we can to make sure that you're heard, you're seen, and you have people who are willing to stand beside you to help push you forward. So my history, I'm a retired Army Green Beret. And I want to ask you a question. When you see me, what do you see? See a guy, smashing haircut, pretty solid beard game, right? Right, I mean, you gotta, I'm bald, I mean, come on, right? But let me ask you this. What do you see now? You see, some disabilities are seen, some disabilities are unseen, but the fight continues. You see, when I got injured, I had people I didn't know from all over the world try to lift me up, to lift my family up. They got us back on my foot and then feet, and they made so many things possible. So what I want you to know is, one limitation does not define you. Your disability is not who you are. It is part of you. How many of you have been told that you couldn't do something? Have you been told that? Has someone told you, you might not want to try that? You have? Well, let me tell you, I'm going to share my experience. I was told that I couldn't run, so I ran 26 marathons, and I ran across the country. I was told you couldn't be a Green Beret at 18 years of service with one leg, and I served 5.5 years after I requalified as a Green Beret. But what I really want to talk about isn't this. Those are just stories, and I believe that God puts things in your path to help you grow. All I ever wanted to be was a Green Beret, an operator, to serve our nation at the very point. But I had to learn that I had to learn how to be broken, how to get back up, how to overcome certain things so I could protect and preserve the things that truly matter. So I want to talk to you about a young man who inspires me, and he's my son. Gabriel is gifted, he is brilliant, but he's autistic. There are things that he struggles with, and there are things that, frankly, blow my mind away. You wouldn't know it by looking at him. You wouldn't know the struggle he has. But his courage, his commitment, his strength of character, they inspire me. They inspire me every day. You see, he has a gift, and that gift is to say something devoid of emotion that cuts right to your heart. The reason I'm in politics was because my son called me out. You see, we have a rule in my family: don't whine, come with a solution. Have y'all ever heard the same thing? And my son called me out. He said, "Dad, you're whining. What are you going to do about it?" I mean, wow, right? And so I got into this, and we started solving problems. But it's because of his courage that we're able to do this. It's because of his courage that I was inspired to do this. I want to leave you with a poem that's incredibly important to me, and it's one that I heard as a young man, and it became a part of my life as I aged a little bit more. It's called Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I think whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the honor of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll, for I am the master of my fate. I am the master and the captain of my soul. Friends, you are the captain of your life, and you are the captain of your soul. And when people tell you you cannot, we believe in you and you can. Show them. Show them what you can accomplish. Thank you. Thank you for what you do, and God bless.
I'll tell you who inspires us, Senator Jay Collins. Thank you. Really mean that. Next, I'm going to have another true champion come up to the podium, someone I've known a long time. I started by getting to know her husband, Scott, and I've watched her grow in the process and effectiveness, and I can tell you, you could have no better advocate than Rachel Plankin, Representative Rachel Plankin.
Thank you so much. It is so good to be here. Good to see everybody. And Senator Collins, I have only been able to do 2 half marathons, and then I said never again. So he is amazing. That is so wonderful. My husband, Scott, sends his warm wishes. He wasn't able to be here tonight. He's taking care of our 2-year-old, Gracie, and putting her to bed tonight. And but he did sponsor the appropriation to have this event for many years. And I'm humbled. I'm grateful to be able to take that torch and continue this wonderful legacy of the Family Cafe. And it's just an honor and privilege to stand before you today and support individuals with unique abilities. It's also an honor to have sponsored this appropriation. And the Family Cafe, I've heard from many people, it's a beacon of hope. That's the main thing it does. It supports so many of you. And I imagine that some of the first-time people are here tonight just not knowing where to turn, not knowing who else to turn to. So to the people with unique abilities who are here with us today, including so many beautiful children, I want you to know that you're amazing and that your spirit and resilience just inspire all of us. And to the families and caregivers, I want you to know I acknowledge the love and dedication and sacrifices that you make every single day, because your unwavering support and determination are all inspiring. So I commend you for your unwavering strength. And today, we gather here not only to celebrate the incredible achievements of individuals with disabilities and unique abilities, but also to reinforce our commitment to your empowerment. I'll say it again, I want to reinforce our commitment for the Florida legislature for your empowerment and to continue this event for many years. And I hope someday that my daughter Gracie is grown up and she's able to attend this event. And my stepson Jameson, who has Asperger's, I hope that he can come someday and as we continue this wonderful legacy. And the Family Cafe serves as a facilitator of communication, a space for dialogue, a source of invaluable information. Friendships are formed and dreams are nurtured. So I want to express my deepest gratitude to the Family Cafe for its unwavering commitment to your families and to you. And it's my prayer that you'll all leave here empowered with resources and hope for tomorrow. God bless.
I know Senator Ana Maria Rodriguez. Did she get here yet? She. Oh yeah. Well, you got so much stuff up here. Put that there. We have a young man named Thomas Savidra who's here today, and he is representing Representative James Buchanan. James is from my area, and I've known him quite a while, and he is truly an advocate for you all and for others who are not here and throughout the state. And so I'm so pleased that he sent you to come speak on his behalf. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak here. This isn't my first time actually at a Family Cafe event. So I have a lot of people to thank, including the senators up here and the Family Cafe in general, because my sister is on the autistic spectrum. So I've been here as a family member. I know firsthand the resources and the great work achieved here constantly. So again, thankful for the opportunity to be here. Thank you. And Representative Buchanan wishes he could be here. Unfortunately, there's a scheduling conflict that made it impossible, but he did want me to say send his warm regards and say he very much wishes to attend in the future as well. And so I have a message from him as well. Our journey towards a more inclusive society has taken a significant step forward with the recent passage of SB 1785, Individuals with Disabilities. Our office had the pleasure of sponsoring the House side of that bill, and I personally had had the pleasure of visiting with a lot of stakeholders in the community regarding all aspects of it. It is a pledge to start to ensure that any individual, regardless of their abilities, will have the opportunity to lead a fulfilling and dignified life. SB 1785 was shaped by your voices, your stories, and your advocacy. I want to thank each of you for your relentless efforts, specifically Alan from ARCA Florida, Ebe, and Melissa Mazeda, support coordinator from our local district. Without their knowledge and support, our office would be stuck in the mud. So truly grateful for all of you. We firmly believe that red tape should never stand in the way of accessing resources. You need more, and the resources that families like yours need more and deserve. Streamlining processes means more time for families to focus on things that matter, caring for and supporting their loved ones. These initiatives reflect our deep commitment to advocating for an environment where individuals with intellectual and learning disabilities are included and celebrated. They are our neighbors, friends, and family members. They enrich our communities in countless ways. As we move forward, let us continue to work together, ensuring that these funds are used effectively and efficiently, and always with the best intentions in mind for our most vulnerable. Our work is far from over, but with your ongoing support and partnership, I'm confident we will continue to make strides towards a more equitable and inclusive society for all of us. Thank you for your courage, and while this may be my first time addressing you, I'm glad to be back. And again, I want to thank everybody for the opportunity, and hope you all have a fun weekend.
And we have representative, another great advocate, Rita Harris. Oh, she's already advocating down the hall. Before you come up here, I'm thinking Rep Saavedra one day. It is catchy. I'm going to tell James he's in trouble. Better watch out. But qualifying ended today, so he's got at least 2 more years. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Representative Rita Harris. I am proud. Thank you. Thank you. I am proud to represent House District 44 in the Florida House, and everyone is here today in House District 44. So a big welcome to all of you for being here. It is such a delight to have you here today and to welcome you. It's also been a delight to support this very good appropriation, but also do a few extra things as well. We were able to pass a House resolution recognizing March as Developmental Disability Awareness Month. And our plan with that is to really start building some events for the community so that they can, first of all, feel represented, and also so that people can learn more and feel more included in their community. So that's something I'm really excited about. And I was also very excited to co-sponsor a bill that was advocated by a young man named Michael McWright, and with magical self-advocating. And if you would stand up, please, Michael. And everybody give him a huge round of applause. There's nothing like taking your experiences, and this is why each of you are so valuable and why it's so important that you're here today. There's nothing like taking your experiences, what you've been through, and using it as a power, as an agent of change. And that's what Michael did. He went through something, and it could have broken other people. It could have made it more difficult for them, but he said, no, I'm going to use this to make life better for other people. And that's what he did. And because of him, a bill was signed today by the governor that he advocated. So I really wanted to uplift the hard work that he did and just let you know that we're up here in Tallahassee working hard for you. And we also know that y'all are working hard as well. And so we're happy to be in this fight together. Thank you.
So I can tell you from experience, it's not easy in Tallahassee. And first of all, on the positive side, we have a balanced budget. requirement, unlike DC, but that's another story. But what that means is when there are dollars that are to be allocated, they're finite. You can't just keep writing checks. And so folks have to really advocate and prioritize and vocalize what is important, what needs to be at the top of the list in the state of Florida. And these are the folks who have been doing that for you. So I think they deserve another big round of applause.
I'm going to ask you to do one last job with us. Well, two, honestly. Now's the great opportunity for me to get them to do a little work here and help us out a little bit.
As if they haven't already.
That's right. But this is the fun part. This is the fun part. So we have two special awards tonight. And I really want to talk to you a little bit about the first one, and then I'll let Senator Galvano talk to you about the other one. So every year we work with a planning committee. So I have a very small staff, a wonderful staff, okay, and a super positive board that supports us every day. And the five of us get together along with the planning committee, which represents anybody who wants to sit and help and commit to 1 hour of listening to me the third Thursday of the month from 1 to 2 o'clock. So if you're interested in being on the planning committee, we plan for this event. So the planning committee gets together, and then we look at what you all have said you wanted in the past. We build upon it, drop some out, etc. We work with, like I said, with a lot of volunteers. So this year, I have the great opportunity, as you see here on both sides, we've had our Chef of the Year awards. So this year, we here at the Family Cafe are going to take some time to say thank you, and as we realize how critical our volunteers are to the success. This award is considered our highest honor by the Family Cafe. If I have any Family Cafe staff out there, I see Jeremy walking, great. Just keep walking, come on all the way up the stage, because we're going to I'm going to need their help so when we say thank you and give them pictures. So here's some of our Silver Spoon winners, and some have come and go, and some of us are here today. So if you're a Silver Spoon honoree, would you please stand? Jeannie, stand. There you go. There we go. We got 3 here, 4. Okay, great. It's hard to see here. There we go. Tonight, this year's recipient has attended the Annual Family Café since about 2007. So they've been around for a while. They have served as a presenter. Now, this is going to give it away the more I talk now. In the Early Steps, Early Wishes playgroup. And one year, when a facilitator could not show up, they helped run our Zumba class. At this point, she knows who she is. She jumped right in and helped us out. And if you're in one of her sessions or you want to do Zumba tomorrow morning, she's wonderful. Enjoy her class. I watched from a couple of people get out and do Zumba out there in the convention area until hundreds and hundreds of folks get out there and join her. Paula Burns, for your appreciation, would you please come on stage? Look at that. A lot of people must go to Zumba. Oh, there she is. And we're going to, Senator Galvano and I are going to present to you our, Jeremy here. To Paula.
Jeremy?
Here is your chef of the year. Can you all help? Huh? What? Yes, yes. I'm going to get them all to help with pictures. We're going to take a few photos. Bear with us.
thank you. Like, if you know me, I'm not usually speechless. But seriously, doing Zumba, I see faces that come back every year. The group from, I can't remember the name, but they have the jar shirts on, right? Where are you? Yes, you! You guys are the reason that I do this. And this year, not only do we do Zumba from 8 to 9 tomorrow morning and Sunday, but I will be in the Manatee Springs upstairs room every session. There's a wheelchair session, there's young leaders session. If you have a disability and you're thinking about you might want to be a Zumba instructor, there's a lot of Zumba instructors that have disabilities. So that session is for you. There's one from birth to 3 and then one for young active kids. So please, please, please come dance with me. It's my passion. I love teaching Zumba. And thank you, thank you, thank you. This means the world to me. Thank you.
So we're going to ask Paula's family afterwards to come and take pictures, Gil, if you wouldn't mind, so we can get some family shots with them. Okay? Now we have one more award to give out. Joe. Okay, so Joe, are we ready? When the cue is, Joe is supposed to help. Is Joe not in here? Am I doing this wrong? Okay, we'll just... Jeremy? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, never mind, Joe. So the next award is really very special award, and it's named after our good friend, Bill Galvano, and it's the Bill Galvano Leadership Award. And every year, we present this leadership award. Do you want to come say something about the award winner?
Absolutely.
They're going to say something. Of course, she's not here, so we're going to...
I'm starting to look more and more like this every year, too. Right?
A quirky smile, I don't know.
So when I found out who was winning this award, which I'm so honored to have named after me, there's so many folks that make up the team that advocate for all of us in this room, and so it's really, really special to have, and I was surprised the very first time. I was just standing up here, and then the award came out, and it was Bill Galvano gets the Bill Galvano Award, which was really a high honor. But when I heard who was going to be the recipient this year, I thought it was perfect. It was perfect. She is not here tonight, and so I don't have to build the suspense by withholding her name, and I'll go ahead and say it, and then I want to say a few words about it. It's our own Senate President, Kathleen Pasadomo, who is going to be the winner today. And when I met Kathleen when she was first running for the Florida Senate, and she was already an established state leader, frankly, a community leader. She had a great reputation, hard worker, very talented attorney. But when I met her, I said, boy, what a win for Florida that someone of this caliber is going to give their time and talents to representing people throughout the state, and in particular in her region, which is in Southwest Florida. And I watched her in the process, and she is a hard fighter, but has such compassion, and she was able to recognize the humanity of the job of being in the Senate and realize the importance of prioritizing those issues which impact everyday lives and the quality of those everyday lives. And I was so impressed that I actually made her my majority leader, and she could not have done a better job. She truly rose to the occasion. She had the ability to have relationships with everyone within the chamber, and it's not that we all agree all the time, as you know. It could be quite difficult, and it takes a diplomat to do that. But I also watched her advocate for the issues that are represented here at this summit and in this room. And I could see that they truly were a priority for her, and that she had a real passion for advocating for those issues, and she was very successful in doing so. And by her leadership within the chamber, she earned the respect of every one of her fellow senators, so that she was ultimately elected and voted on to become the president of the Florida Senate. And she's done a tremendous job in that capacity as well. And I've enjoyed watching now from afar as she accomplished one thing after another that really have impacted all of us, and in many ways that a lot of folks will never really realize that her leadership has impacted us. And I feel compelled to share with you that she has recently had a very challenging time. She unexpectedly has lost her husband, who she still loves very, very dearly, and it was not something anyone expected, but she is even handling that with the grace and dignity and the real class that she has always exhibited. And I know she would have probably loved to have been here tonight to personally receive this award. But I could think of no one better to receive this year's Bill Galvano Leadership Award than my friend, our friend, Senate President Kathleen Passidomo. And I'm going to have Jay. I'm going to ask Senator Collins if he would accept it on her behalf. As her fellow senator.
Thank you.
Thank you, and if you would share that with her.
I will.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, we do have a video. So
I'm sorry I can't join you tonight, but I'm grateful to my colleague, Senator Rodriguez, for accepting this award on my behalf. It is such an honor to receive an award named after my friend and our former Senate President, Bill Galvano. I was proud to serve as his majority leader. I'm grateful for the ongoing work of the Family Café. Your support and advocacy for our fellow Floridians with disabilities and their families and caregivers is amazing. You are making a difference in so many lives. While I'm grateful to receive this award, the credit really belongs to J.J. Holmes, Stephanie Norton, and many others who advocate for individuals with disabilities and their families. J.J. is a hero to me and to so many across our state. His courage, tenacity, and good humor have inspired and uplifted me on so many occasions. He is making a difference in the lives of people living with disabilities, as well as their family members and caregivers. Our Live Healthy legislation for people with unique opportunities was inspired by JJ to increase services for people living with disabilities, ensuring more opportunities for home-based care as family members and other caregivers age. Everyone deserves a chance to live healthy, and for our fellow Floridians with disabilities, that means living independently at home in our communities for as long as they possibly can. As you know, caregivers, particularly family members of those with disabilities, are truly amazing people who sacrifice so much. As a caregiver ages, it can be more difficult for our neighbors with disabilities to receive care at home, accelerating the need for additional services. The last thing we want is for loving families to be separated. Live Healthy prioritizes home-based care options and associated fundings for those with an aging caregiver, so both the caregiver and the person with a disability can live a happy, safe, and healthy life in their own home. Thank you so much for your support of this initiative, and again, thank you for this award.
She's really fantastic. As you can see, she's a real star. She really, really is.
She's genuine. Nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. So as in any good show, we have a little bit of transition. One last round of applause for our supporters from the state legislature.
Senator Ana Maria Rodriguez has just joined us. And how'd you sneak in, right? What are you hiding over here? Come on up, come on up. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It is such an honor and a privilege to be here with you this evening, celebrating our annual Family Café. What a blessing to see each and every one of you come from all over the state to be here to learn, to grow, and to see all the opportunities that are available to your families from the state of Florida and from all the different companies that are here sharing all the exciting things they have going on. It's an honor to be on the board of Family Cafe and to see my colleagues, Jay Collins and everyone up here sharing their insights. And I just want to congratulate our Senate President, Kathleen Pasajomo, who is a humongous champion for each and every one of you. She really and truly deserves this award, and I'm so pleased that she shared some words with us tonight. God bless you and have a wonderful conference.
So now we'll do one last round of applause. Thank you all. So as the state legislators leave the stage, I know you just sat down and I'm going to ask you to get up, right? Am I terrible? The state legislators are going to leave and we're asking the state agency heads to come up and they're going to tell you, they're going to talk with you a little bit about the state of the state and what's new and exciting that's going to be happening in their agency this coming year. So, at this point, Senior Chancellor Adam Miller, wonderful, Director Taylor Hatch, Surgeon General Lopato, Secretary Shafan Harris, Deputy Victoria Gatanis, Assistant Deputy Austin Knoll, and General James Hartzell. And John Finch from Able United. And I see someone rolled out some treats. So everyone has their kryptonite. Mine is cake. So look what here we have. And it's all mine. No, it isn't. Okay, so when all is said and done, I know it's how valuable it is. You want to talk to the state representatives. We're going to keep them around for pictures and everything, and there will be more opportunity for you to thank them, take your picture with them, talk to them a little bit more on a more intimate level that you may want to set up an appointment to go to their office, etc. Okay, now I'm going to ask each of the state agency leadership to come up and introduce themselves, tell them a little bit about their agency and what they have to offer you and your family in this upcoming year. Okay, and then if we have time, there'll be questions and answers, but if not, don't leave because we do have the raffle and we have some cake too at the end, okay? I will share. All right, so we're going to start here with ACA. ACA is Agency for Healthcare Administration. The Deputy Secretary Knoll.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Austin Knoll, and I have the privilege of serving as the Deputy Secretary for the Agency for Healthcare Administration. If you haven't heard of ACA, we are in the throes of just about everything with Medicaid, so long-term care, your kid care partners, CMS plan, Healthy Kids, APD, which you'll hear from my agency partners about all the initiatives in each of their shops. But I want to talk a little bit different about what my role is. So in my role, I remind my team regularly that my number one job is to help my team be successful. But that team is not just the members of ACA. It's our agency partners. It's the councils that we participate in and associations. But most importantly, it is the families, the friends, and the community we serve. Each one of you is critical to the success of the better healthcare of all Floridians, which is our mission. Today, I spent most of the day in the exhibit hall where I heard stories of success and those of frustration. In all cases, your voice matters and makes a difference in the way we shape healthcare in the future. Now, I also want to address one of the biggest fears that I've heard, and that is, what's going to happen to me if I'm the recipient, or my child if I'm a caregiver when I age, or when I become older, or when I'm no longer here? And as we heard from Senator Pasadomo, we are committed to having every individual age with dignity. We are committed to making sure that you can provide for yourselves and have services in your home and community-based settings where you choose to live, rather than the state saying you must be in this facility or that facility. And with all that, I want to leave you with one final thought. Fear can be two things. One, it can mean face or forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. So when you're facing fear, I encourage you to face it and rise above it, and we're here to help you along the way. Thank you.
Come on up, sir. Surgeon General Lopato. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Hello, everyone. Well, I'm gonna follow my instructions and share information with you about what our department can offer and does offer to all Floridians, but particularly for Floridians and their families who are dealing with disabilities, may have disabilities. First, I want to share that, as the head of the Department of Health, I know people talk about a lot of good things about sometimes leaders of companies, leaders of different groups, but I want to tell you that the employees, the people who work at the Department of Health in each of our counties in Florida, they are a very special group. I've worked with individuals who work in our Department of Health in different counties, especially after hurricanes or other emergencies. And the compassion, the commitment to their fellow Floridians, the grace, the humility, the kindness, the warmness, the humanness of our staff is just, it knocks me over like every time. And that's, that's important to me because I want to share it with you. Because if you need something that's related to health, please come to our county departments of health. And even if they don't have exactly the right answer, I am confident that they will try and help you, because that's the nature of the people that are, that comprise our department. So I just want to share that with you. Please don't hesitate. A nice lady came up to me a little bit earlier. I think her name's Donna, and she has some health challenges that she's dealing with, and I'm going to connect her with the department in her county. And we may not have all the answers, but our people, our workforce, our team is really dedicated to helping each and every person who walks in those doors. So I want you all to know that. It's just really, I'm so proud of being a part of that and being able to witness that. It's one of the best parts of my job. In terms of specific services, there are a few that I'll highlight. One of them is our early steps program. So this is one of my favorite programs. It's a program for, yeah, great. That sounds like some people are familiar with the program. So it's a program to help babies and toddlers who are having, maybe they're not talking yet, and you're wondering, as a mom or dad, I've been there certainly. I know we have a lot of parents up here. I'm a dad of three boys, and every child is unique and different and has their soul and their own, plan from God that has really nothing to do with mom or dad, even though we bring them into the world. And and then the kids face their different challenges. So this Early Steps program is an early intervention program. I would say probably the most common things that we see are kids who are, say, they're slow to speak, just compared to whatever the typical timelines are, or they're slow to crawl, or they're slow to walk, or they're having difficulty with walking or something else. So this is a program that I think last year there were about 40,000 kids that were referred, and about half of those kids were actually plugged into services. I love it. Early is the perfect time to intervene, and that's one of my favorite programs that we have. Another program I want to highlight is our newborn screening program. So this is a program, and almost every baby that's born in Florida comes through this program. It screens kids for, the medical term is in my head, inborn errors of metabolism, which is things like just stuff that babies are born with that can cause problems, say, for example, metabolizing different substances that are in food. And then when those substances aren't metabolized, they build up. They can build up in the brain. They can build up in other organs and hurt the baby and cause lifelong injury. And by diagnosing those conditions early, we're able to keep those things away from the baby and help the baby have just more health and sort of more sustenance. So we also screen for sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, other conditions. So that's, again, the newborn screening program. And the third program I'll highlight is our medical foster care program. So this is a program for really complex kids in terms of different medical conditions. We have about 250 kids right now being served by very special families who take this on to take care of kids. Everyone in here who's taking care of someone knows that, it ranges from challenging to like incredibly challenging, and it's beyond the physical. I mean, it's psychological. It's stressful. It can be, it can really cause people to have to lead people to have to dig in deep in themselves, and yet it's one of the most powerful things that we can do to serve other people. So this is another program that we have here in Florida. And there were some other things that I could highlight, but we can, I think we have some representatives from our departments that you can obtain some information about some of our other programs. And I'll just add one other thing, which is that, so this is my second year. So we have the new guys, and we have been here 5 years, 20 years, and all that. And this is my second year. And what I really appreciate most, and what I've learned over the years is that I really appreciate how much courage and love, especially courage, there is in the people who are in this audience. It's not easy to be different, and it's not easy to be different. Whatever that difference is, it's not easy to be different, and it's the world is, it's not set up to make things easy when things are different, and yet things are better now in terms of the world being better set up to accommodate those differences than it ever has in the past. And the reason that change has happened has been the primary, the core reason has been, or at least I should say a major reason, has been the courage that people demonstrate, right? When, the Senator Collins, I mean, as he was sharing his story, right? You face this challenge, and you meet the challenge, and you meet the challenge with your, with your commitment, with your whole soul, with your body, with your heart, with your love for a person's right to have access to whatever it is that he or she should have access to, should be able to complete in terms of their, their desires, their wants, their needs, their sources of fulfillment, and it requires pure courage to do that. And there are few things that are as inspiring as courage. So I really appreciate that in all the families here. I truly appreciate that. And, and I know that things will keep getting better because of your courage. I mean, that's the key ingredient for change. So thank you, and God bless you guys.
Yep. General Hartzell. Hey.
Don't clap yet. I haven't said anything. Don't clap yet. I haven't said anything. All right, now you can clap. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. There you go. Exactly. So my first thing I want to say before I talk about veterans in our great state, our veterans with disabilities, there's one person we haven't recognized, I think, as much as we should yet. She's here in the room, and she's wearing red, and her name is Lori. Lori, thank you. The reason I want to do that is because some of y'all know, we were here 2 years ago, and we were talking about my son, Evan Hartzell, who was born with muscular dystrophy. So we grew up in a family with a child with a special abilities, and he never walked. He was in a wheelchair from birth, about 3 years old, electric wheelchair, and then we learned to get out of his way, all right, in that electric wheelchair. He had muscular dystrophy, and he went on, and he was great. He's brilliant. His mind was wonderful, had a great heart of passion. At about age 12, he had to get a full spinal fusion because of scoliosis from muscular dystrophy. Then at about age 15 or 16, he had to go on a ventilation. So I learned a lot about patience and about love from a young man named Evan who inspired me to be a leader and to be a better father and a better dad. And Evan came home one day, many years ago. He had gone to Orlando with his nurse who drove him over. He said, "Dad, there's this thing over in Orlando where they talk about disabled people and people with disabilities and what they're doing about it, how we're going to help them. And I think it's called Family Café." He told me about that. All right? I didn't know anything about it. He told me about a lady named Lori. Okay? So that's why I always appreciate her. Evan is not with us about 6 years now, but he's in a blessed place in heaven, and we're inspired by him. So for the Florida Department of Veterans Affairs, I spent 37 years in uniform as a Marine, Semper Fidelis Marines, hoorah. Okay, right. Yes, sir. You see him right there. All right. And when I was born and raised in Florida, when I came back home, I wanted to continue to serve because, again, I learned service, raising and working and doing my best with a child with a disability, muscular dystrophy. But I also served our nation. I came home, and I had a passion for service, and the governor and his team asked me to come on board for Veterans Affairs. And we take care of our Florida veterans who have disabilities and the ones without disabilities. But last year alone, 2023, your state Veterans Affairs Department, our state veteran service officers, connected with 241,000 Florida veterans and helped them connect to benefits they earned and deserved, disability benefits, and they got $245 million in their pockets, all right? So that's what we do. We take care of our veterans who have disabilities and their families and survivors, and it's a passion that we have doing it because we earned it and we deserve it. We want to take care of them. We also run state veteran nursing homes, and we opened 2 new state veteran nursing homes in our great state last year for the ones who need skilled nursing care. So if you live in the state of Florida, and most of you do, please find out where the state veteran nursing home is closest to you. Please go visit the veterans in those homes. Don't let an old veteran sit in a wheelchair by himself staring at a wall. You be his family. You go visit him and help him. Give him love, okay? All right. I'm going to finish with a poem. My battle brother, Jay Collins from Afghanistan and Iraq, Senator Collins, we served together. overseas to protecting our freedoms. He read a poem, and I didn't know he was going to do that, but I have a poem. This is a poem that my son Evan wrote to me in 2004 when I was deployed forward in Iraq defending us. He was 14 years old. He knew I needed encouragement, and here he was in his wheelchair on a ventilator with a spinal fusion, and he wrote me this poem to encourage me, Dad, overseas. This is what he said. This is a poem that sounds like a rap. My dad's in Iraq, and he's busting a cap. He's a hard-charging and motivated Marine. You wouldn't believe all the things he's seen. He rides in the Humvee in the desert through wind and rain, but get in his way, he'll cause you some pain. He's traveled all over many lands and seas, protecting the freedoms of you and me. He's camouflaged from head to toe. Where's my dad? I don't know. But if you happen to see him before next year, tell him I love him and miss him back here. All right, that's what my disabled son did for me. All right. So, Marines, we don't salute indoors, but I'm a general officer retired, so what can they do to me? So, for instructional purposes only, veterans, I'm going to salute all the caregivers, the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, the sisters, the grandparents, especially the siblings, who are dealing with and helping and raising and taking wonderful care of our people that have disabilities. Moms, dads, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, everybody, family members, I salute you.
All right, that one's a hard one to follow. This is DOE Senior Chancellor Adam Miller.
Thank you. That is a hard one to follow. Thank you. Good evening. My name's Adam Miller. I have the pleasure of serving as the Senior Chancellor at the Florida Department of Education. I have been really been blessed to work in the field of education for about 25 years now. And my inspiration started 25 years ago when I walked into an Easter Seals program in Stuart, Florida at a YMCA to volunteer. I was a college dropout at the time, had just moved to Florida from New Jersey, was sick of the winters and wanted to come down for warm weather, but was really not sure what I was going to do. Walked into an Easter Seals program to volunteer and met a young girl by the name of Jade and a young boy by the name of Danny. Jade had Fragile X, Danny had autism. And what started off as, plans for maybe 1 hour a week turned into a couple of afternoons, turned into about 12 hours to 15 to 20 hours a week at this Easter Seals program, which then turned into me going back and getting my degree and getting my master's degree, getting hired at a local nonprofit serving kids with disabilities, and then getting founding and starting a charter school for children with autism, and then eventually coming up to the Department of Education, where I've been incredibly lucky to serve for about the last 15 years. So Jade and Danny were my inspiration. The courage, we heard this from Surgeon General, the courage that they showed every day, the strength, the resiliency was just, it was life-changing. And just as life-changing was seeing their parents, just the relentless, ferocious advocacy, never ending. And it's the type of energy and advocacy that I feel here, and that the Family Cafe does such a great job of supporting and building that across the state. My first Family Cafe was 22 years ago, I believe, and had the great pleasure of seeing Governor Bush not only speak, but then get down and spend about 2 hours shaking hands and hugging people, and it was just so moving. So I'm incredibly excited to be here. To me, this is the best conference in the state every year, and just thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'll speak a little bit about what we do at the Department of Education. Start with bragging on some accomplishments. So Florida, when I moved to Florida in 1996, the saying was at least we're not Mississippi. We were at the bottom of almost every ranking across the country in terms of outcomes for kids. And this year, Florida was ranked #1 state in the country for education for the second year in a row by U.S. News and World Reports. We were also ranked the #1 state for parent empowerment for the second year in a row. And the commitment from the governor, the legislature, and the commissioner has been steadfast that we know that you know best. You know what is best for your child. You know what is the best educational setting, the best therapeutic setting. And our commitment to you is that we're going to continue to empower you so that you can make those choices for your families and for your children. So some of the things that we specifically provide at DOE or that we offer: one, we have the Division of Early Learning, which supports our early learning centers across the state. We've got subsidized child care program through the school readiness program from birth all the way through 13. We also have that division supports our free VPK programs across the state as well. We have an incredible Bureau of Exceptional Education and Student Services, and we've got a number of staff that are here that will be here all weekend to answer any questions that you have. They can provide support to families if you have questions about IEPs, if you have questions about matrices, if you have questions about schools, about services that are available. We have an Office of School Choice that fields roughly 15,000 phone calls a year from parents asking questions about their choice options. This past year, or last year rather, the legislature passed House Bill 1, which was the largest expansion of school choice in the country. We now have school choice options for everybody in the state, including our Family Empowerment Scholarship for students with unique abilities, which this year served nearly 100,000 students. And that's a program, yes. That's a true education savings account. You, as a family, get a scholarship, and you can use that money for tuition at a private school. You can use it for therapy. You can use it for applied behavior analysis, summer programs, curriculum, technology, whatever it is that's going to help your child reach their full potential. And again, that is the commitment from the governor, the commissioner, and the legislature, because they know that you know what is best for your children. The other thing I'll end with is that we are in the final stages right now also of creating, we don't have a name for it yet, but basically an online parent portal. It's going to, think of it as Zillow for schools, where you will be able to go online and type in your address and find every option within whatever radius you set. You can search by public school, private school, virtual school, scholarship school. You can look for early daycare centers, VPK programs. You'll be able to search by what types of services they offer, if they offer specialized services for certain types of disabilities. So we're really excited that this is going to just be another tool in the tool belt for you so that you are able to continue making those choices for your family. So thank you so much for being here. I'm really appreciative. Thank you.
All right. Department of Children and Families Secretary Siobhan Harris.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Siobhan Harris, and I'm Secretary of the Florida Department of Children and Families. My colleagues have set the bar high. I know for next year I need to bring a poem or a song or something. So I'm feeling rather lacking at the moment, but it is such an honor. I'm so humbled to be able to join you. I really enjoyed being with you all last year, hearing from you all. It's one of the reasons I really enjoy coming. I feel I am able to better do my job when I'm able to hear directly from the individuals who benefit from the services we offer at the department, because our mission, our goal at DCF is to support strong and resilient families. And the only way we are able to do so is to really hear directly from each and every one of you the things that are working really well and the things that we can improve upon. I want to thank Lori and her team for again putting on a great conference. I'm very fortunate to work alongside a number of great leaders, many of whom you've heard from. I have a near and dear special place in my heart for Director Hatch. I talk to her almost every single day, or not day, week. And we talk all the time about how we can better strengthen our system, how families who are intersecting with APD and DCF, how we can better support your particular needs. I'd be remiss if I didn't also thank the governor, the first lady, and the lieutenant governor. Our mission at DCF is really big, and I am so elated with the support that we get from them every single day to be able to do the work that we do. I'm always in awe when I come to this conference at all of the parents who take the time out to come, to learn, to grow, to advocate, especially on a weekend. You know, as a mom of two, our lives are really, really busy. Our schedules are really busy. And it speaks volumes to your character, how you want to be able to support your family and make sure that you are continuing to do all that you can to make sure that the services and supports that your family members need are readily available. I also want you to know, because I'm a parent and I know how rewarding it can be and how challenging it can be, I know I agonize every single day wanting to make sure that my kids have everything that they can to thrive. And I want you to know that we feel the same way. I feel the same way about each and every one of you. And every leader on the stage, I think I can safely say, feels the same way. And we're tirelessly working to accomplish that goal. I want to share a few updates in terms of what's going on at DCF. Again, our mission being to support each and every one of you in the child welfare space. We really are working on making sure that we can keep kids out of our child welfare program. So we have doubled down all of our efforts on prevention. That is the buzzword of the day. We have implemented a number of programs to help support families who are struggling, families who are in need, to make sure we can meet them where they are at in supporting them to get the help needed so that their kid does not come into the child welfare system. As it relates to children with unique abilities and developmental disabilities, we really want to make sure that families are not spiraling into deeper end crisis and that the child welfare system is seen as respite or refuge. We really want to make sure we are wrapping our arms around those families and making sure that they can get the supports needed. And that's not done by DCF, by ourselves. Obviously, APD and other agencies here on the stage play a huge role. And I commit to you that you will never see or have probably never seen a stronger set of leaders in the HHS field in Florida who are working tirelessly and seamlessly to make the system stronger. For children who do enter our child welfare system, we really want to make sure that we have foster families who are trained and equipped to meet their particular needs. We've launched a new recruitment campaign because we really want foster families who feel like they are able to serve special needs populations. So if you're in the audience, first off, if you are a foster parent, thank you so much for what you do. You are the heartbeat of our child welfare program. If you are a parent and have a heart for service, we welcome you and we want to equip you with the tools if the Lord has put on your heart to join us in that particular journey. We also want to make sure that if families are struggling upon financial hardship, that resources are available to support them. You all know that we play a role in determining Medicaid and helping those with food insecurity, housing insecurity. And so we really have been looking at those opportunities to see how we can strengthen them in terms of making it more seamless for you to be able to access those benefits when you need it, but more importantly, making sure that that's just a bridge to something better. We want to make sure that individuals can get the help when they need it, but it is not that we are building in the right kind of supports to make sure that we can help you advance and progress to make sure that you can care for your families independently without the need for those programs into perpetuity. And then last but not least, I want to talk about the work that we do in the behavioral health space. We really focus on improving the array of services that are available. Of course, we want to make sure that we can prevent someone from going into crisis, but if you are there, we want to make sure that individuals with unique abilities and developmental disabilities, that the individuals showing up know how to address your particular needs. So that's another area that we've been working with APD on from a crisis perspective and look forward for what's to come in the upcoming year. Again, you all are wonderful. I love the enthusiasm and everything that this conference represents in terms of supporting families. We want to continue to support you at the department. And again, I look forward to walking the halls and hearing from any of you who want to share how the department can continue to support you. And for all the dads in the audience, I know that Father's Day is Sunday, so happy Father's Day. We have a big fatherhood initiative at DCF. You play a critical role in the fabric of your family unit and ensuring that your kids thrive. And so I want you to know how important you are and how much we want to recognize the role that you play for your kids. So thank you.
Next, we have Agency for Persons with Disability, Director Taylor Hatch.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to Family Cafe. My name is Taylor Hatch, and I have the absolute honor and the privilege of serving as the director for the Agency for Persons with Disabilities, or APD for short. I am thrilled to be back at Family Cafe this year, along with so many of my colleagues and my dear friends on the stage tonight and in the audience, to share exciting updates and celebrate you all. As you are experiencing right now, this event is an incredible facilitator and a convener that creates such a welcoming and celebratory environment that brings together individuals and families to connect, to share, to learn, and inspire. This environment certainly fills my cup, and I hope it does yours as well. At APD, we have a sacred mission of supporting individuals with disabilities and their families in living and learning and working within their communities by creating multiple pathways to possibilities. We serve by providing a variety of behavioral, social, medical, and therapeutic supports through a dynamic provider network, as well as resources and direct navigation to further support goals of the people that we serve. And we are thrilled to be here tonight to share many exciting updates. Thanks to the steadfast leadership and commitment of Governor DeSantis and the unwavering support and the leadership of the Florida legislature, many of which were here tonight, our agency has received historic investments to ensure the people that we serve have the ability to access a wide variety of supports and services at the earliest moment possible. This includes investments in our traditional and probably most recognized pathway, which is the iBudget waiver, as well as investments in additional pathways, all of which focus on empowering individuals to thrive by providing the resources and the supports that you need. More specifically, we are so grateful to have received more than $2.2 billion to provide services and supports through APD's iBudget waiver. The opportunity to serve more individuals, to have the opportunity to serve more individuals in need. This funding will support the enrollment of pre-enrollment categories 1 through 5 and lowering the caregiver age in category 4, 70 to 60. You don't have to remember any of this. We have a workshop tomorrow, shameless plug, around 11:30. The funding also supports individuals in category 6 who have siblings in categories 3, 4, or 5. To support this work, we also saw over $195 million in tremendous support to provide an across-the-board pay increase for our providers that deliver services to individuals on the iBudget waiver. And we could not do our work without them. We're so grateful for a tremendous and dynamic provider group. Additionally, APD is working with our partner, the Agency for Healthcare Administration, that you've heard from earlier this evening, to implement a pilot program in specific areas of the state that would offer services that are similar to the iBudget waiver to an additional amount of individuals through a managed care model. Investments also include support for the development of a new and exciting pathway, which will be also a home and community-based Medicaid waiver that aims to close the gaps and preserve high school graduation for the exciting time that it should be for all Floridians who are transitioning to adulthood by providing the necessary supports and services to meet varying levels of need. Also, a major highlight is the launch of Hope Florida, a pathway to possibilities, which is spearheaded by First Lady Casey DeSantis and acts as an intentional and holistic programmatic model to serve, again, at the earliest moment possible by providing services and connections within locally based partners like churches and not-for-profits to promote community, to promote empowerment with a goal of achievement. We are so grateful for this pathway because it has provided a proven ability to deliver immediate results and life-changing results when someone raises their hand to ask for help. What we have seen through Hope Florida and continue to hear is a strong desire to bolster employment opportunities for the people that we serve. And so, we are thrilled to also share efforts that are underway to develop a new business program within our agency. This program will focus on providing direct connectivity to an eager and a skilled workforce, one of which APD is already engaged with, to employers and businesses of multiple industries that in today's strong economy are in need of a direct connection to that talent pipeline. We are also so thankful to the leadership of Governor DeSantis for the ability for businesses to leverage a new tax credit program that reduces corporate income taxes for businesses that hire individuals with disabilities, as we all know the positive impact that a job can make. And the final item to highlight, which are expansion efforts to serve individuals with developmental disabilities and co-occurrence of mental health diagnoses. My colleague talked about this earlier. And this will be through a dual diagnosis pilot program that brings together two systems of care to more effectively provide supports and prevent further crisis. APD is grateful for this additional funding and for our partnership with the Department of Children and Families to leverage the existing mobile response team framework and provide additional training to those serving in Orange, in Broward, in Hillsborough, and Leon counties. There are many incredible investments and updates that I would love to share. However, please take away this. It is in partnership that we celebrate these moments. And we are going to accelerate, and we are going to continue to act on this momentum. We know that this year is going to be an exciting and transformational time for the people that we serve. And by affirming our commitment to those living within our state with disabilities and their families, through APD, we are working to preserve the God-given potential of our fellow Floridians to live, to work, and to thrive within their local communities. Thank you again so much for the honor to be here. Thank you. One final shameless plug. The APD booth is located at 607 and 706. Our team would love to connect with you further. Thank you again. Okay.
The Director of Vocational Rehabilitation, Victoria Gatanis.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hi. Good to see you guys again. My name is Victoria Gatanis, and I'm currently serving as the Acting Director of the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. So good to be here. I started life as a special education teacher, and for many years, that's how I attended Family Café. Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, there we are again. Back at it. So I began my journey with disability like VR did. My father was a veteran, Army and Navy, decorated, received the Purple Heart and the Bronze Star. he also had a service-connected disability that we lost him to several years ago. Through him, I learned resilience and the power of persistence. My oldest daughter is also a young adult with a disability, so I understand, at least in some small way, how much it means to be here, to be dedicating your time, to travel, to sit through all of the learning sessions and all of these talks to learn what you need to do to move forward. So thank you again for being here. This is a unique event. I understand it is one of the largest of its kind in the nation. And for that, we have to thank our Florida legislature and also folks like the Family Cafe and Lori. And so if you have a moment and your hands aren't sore yet, let's please, one more round of applause for these guys. So I'm happy to be serving as the acting director of Voc Rehab. How many of you out here have received services or are receiving services from vocational rehabilitation? Just show of hands. All right. Good to see so many hands there. I hope to see more. We have 70 offices throughout the state of Florida staffed with techs and counselors whose main goal is to help youth with disabilities and adults with disabilities access training and supports towards competitive integrated employment. There are some highlights that I'm going to go over that I'm really happy about this year, the things that I'm the proudest of. You may know about our Artsy grant that helps folks who are in or contemplating sub-minimum wage employment find competitive integrated employment in the areas of recreation and the arts. That's new. You should be hearing more about it during this conference. I'm also really proud of a partnership we have with the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Unit at DCF. It's called Aspire. It helps folks with severe psychological and psychosocial disability in supported employment. 85% of the folks in that program have sustained employment placements, and we hope to learn from that and expand that program in the near future. We have other programs, pre-ETS programs, pre-employment transition service programs. We partner with school districts and private providers for career camps to help youth with disabilities find what they want to do and help provide the plan to move forward with that. We also have the Launch It program, which provides training to individuals with disabilities in IT and provides national certification and helps them get employment. That's just a small bit of what we do. I think we have some folks from VR here. If you work in vocational rehabilitation, you stand up for me just a second. There in the back. I think there's some couple in the back right there. Oh, there they are. Hey! You'll find us in the exhibit hall please come by the booth. I like to sit there for a little bit between sessions and answer any questions you may have. Thank you again for being here. Enjoy the conference, and God bless.
And here we have Able United, John Finch.
All right, Lori, I know I'm holding everybody up for dinner. At least that's just me. I know. I got a lot of notes. So I want to take a minute. Thanks again, Lori. My name's John Finch. I'm the director of the Status program. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. State of Florida's ABLE program, Able United. I want to take a moment. I want you all to take a moment and look around at your neighbors. Look around. You might see a parent, a sibling, a family member. You might see a service provider, a state employee. You might see an individual with a disability, a unique ability. You might see a child, an adult, a variety of ages. But it's people like you that make this program possible. 20 years ago, a group of parents, like many of you, sat around a dining room table and said, why is it I can't save money for my child without negatively impacting their future? And so through their hard work and advocacy, just like yours, the ABLE program came into fruition. It allows parents to say, hey, my child, just because of their disability or diagnosis, doesn't have to live in a life of poverty. So now with an Able United account, individuals can put away more than $2,000 and keep their public benefits, like the iBudget waiver, or Medicaid health plan, or supplemental security income. All right, no longer do you have to live in poverty. You can actually have real money. How many of you have an Able account? Can I see? There's a handful of you. I know you do. There you go. Well, in Florida, we have a little over 10,000 Able accounts that have set up in the 8 years that we've been around. And you know how much they've saved collectively, Lori? We finally hit $100 million. Isn't that amazing? So these families have put together $100 million. Think about what you can use to purchase with $100 million. One of the amazing success stories I've heard was I met this young lady in a very rural part of northern Florida, and she said her only dream was to live out on her own. But she couldn't have more than $2,000. But through her hard work and saving and the help of family and friends and putting money in an Able account, she was able to purchase a plot of land and put a tiny house on it and move out from under her parents to actually have independence. And that's what ABLE stands for, Achieving a Better Life Experience. So my question is, if you don't have an ABLE account and you didn't raise your hand, you need to come by our booth. We're going to help you enroll. We got some exciting things coming up on the pipeline. I want to share those with you. First of all is that we have an app coming. Finally, something you all have been asking for is, hey, why can't I manage my financial account like all my other accounts on my phone? So that's going to come hopefully by the end of the summer. We're also release direct deposits, whether that be from Social Security or your work and employment. We're offering a savings booster, kind of a cool little tool where if it rains, which in Florida it rains like every other day, it'll pull $5 and put that into your ABLE account to help you save a little bit more each month. But one of the big things we're excited for that's happening in 2026 is the ABLE Age Adjustment Act. This now extends and broadens who will be eligible for an ABLE account. And we'll move it from those that were diagnosed prior to age 26 to up to 46. So we'll be serving more individuals with mental health diagnosis. Right, it's a huge celebration. I mean, in the state of Florida, that's going to almost double the amount of eligible individuals. But we need your help. If you know about ABLE or if you don't, you need to come by, get our resources, and tell others about this program. Here in Florida, less than 2% of the eligible individuals actually have an ABLE account. We have a lot of work to do, and we need your help. And we need our state partners. I was looking at this stage, and I've had conversations with most everybody on this stage to strengthen our relationships and collaborate to get the word out there about ABLE accounts. One final thing, if you don't have an ABLE account, I want to offer again, once again, we're giving $50 for all new accounts. And you also get these limited edition awesome ABLE United socks. So you definitely want to get some of those. Thank you all. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you all. I wait for my good friend here to come back up on stage. You gonna say anything?
Yeah, I would like to. I'd just like to share with you how fortunate we all are to have these leaders here with us today. It's very rare to get them all together in a single room, but the fact that they're all here with us today. And having spent just about 20 years in government, these are the folks that make it happen. These are the ones that really change lives. Thank you guys for being here, all of you. Thank you.
Okay, so until when we get shorter after you speak. Okay. So I'm looking at the time, and we're going to do a raffle, but before we do the raffle, I want to remind you that the state agency leadership have decided that in lieu of taking questions, they're going to be here to answer your questions. You also, in your bag, had a pink card. It's also available on the app. If there's a question tonight that you don't feel like asking somebody, but you've always wanted to know about the service delivery system, or heck, maybe you think you can do it better. These are great minds here, but there's great minds out there on how a system may work better for you all. Our commitment to you is to take those pink card questions and distribute them to these folks here. Their commitment back to you is they're going to answer them, and we publish this book, and this book will come out around the holidays. Okay, it's a bound copy. I'm sure if you've been to the Family Cafe, you've got one delivered on your doorstep. These are the questions that you always want answered. I know I've been in the service delivery system with my daughter for 34 years. I still have questions. We're all in it to win it, and we're all still trying to win it. But there's one thing I've sat here and I've listened to the legislators tonight, the state agency leadership. You know, they're in the family. Okay? So I want to turn to you all now and say, welcome to the disco. And it's not of the 70s with John Travolta staying alive, although that would be my error. I just aged myself again. The disco is a disability community, and it's a great community to be a part of. The disco is the disability community, so I like to say welcome to you all, welcome to my family, and we all want to welcome. So let's give them a round of applause. So here comes the fun part. We have a few raffle items. Do we have raffle tickets? Oh, Alex is bringing the bucket. Did everyone get a raffle ticket? You got one? That's all that matters? You got one? We can throw everyone else's away. You got one. If you didn't get a raffle ticket, raise your hand so we can hurry quickly. Do you have any leftover tickets? Some people didn't get a ticket. Run. Right here. Who? Okay, these folks here with their hands up. Folks who need a raffle ticket, raise your hand. Wow. This might take a little bit longer. Huh? Yeah. So, well, then they'll all go to them. They're like flies and honey, and they'll all go to them, and then I won't get my raffle ticket. So what do you think? You want to walk or stay? Chair is pretty, he wants to stay. He's making up the mind here. Okay. So while we're waiting for the raffle tickets, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on tomorrow. Woo! We have a whole day's worth of activities. Not only do you have concurrent sessions, you have an exhibit hall, you've got activities going on all day long. We will be back in this room for 2 occasions tomorrow. We have a keynote speaker. Yeah, keep your hands up. Here, I'll rip them if you hand them. Okay?
These are supposed to go in there. They're already spreading them out.
These go in here? Okay, good. Anybody else who needs a ticket? Pardon me? The dance. Tomorrow night is the dance. Have you all ever been to the dance? Oh. Is it the best part of the whole event? Yeah. So the dance tomorrow night, we have a DJ. It's in this room. And this room will be jam-packed full. You might not have room to get in, and sometimes they're out in the area there. We dance, wiggle, and jiggle any way we can get it done, okay? All ages and all stages. Lilibeth, there we go. These ladies here, they need some tickets. You got tickets? Okay. Anybody else? Youth council members, James, we've got some people over here. All right, go. Alex, we've got some people over there. Okay. Do you have tickets with you? Well, can you help facilitate them moving a little quicker?
Looks like the Iowa caucus.
All right, and as the day goes on, we may still be here tomorrow. No, afterwards, you get to beat me to the cake, It is available there. Remember, what you don't eat, I will. It's a great, this cake is an honor made by Carla Herrera. What's the bakery? The bakery? I just eat cake. I don't know. What's the bakery? Cake and cookies. Any special bakery? Who made it? Keebler? Okay, Carla, if you all haven't met Carla, with the help of the kitchen in the back, have made cake and cookies for afterwards. Whether you win the lottery and or not, there's cake and cookies. You do have to be present to win this lottery ticket. These lottery prizes. So how many of you can use the app? Yeah? Do you like the app, or should we keep paper year after year? Keep paper. Well. Pretty soon AI will be doing it all for us. Here we go. We'll be here all night. I'm giving one like, who else has a ticket? Who else needs a ticket? Not has a ticket. Do you need a ticket, ma'am?
I think they got it all.
Okay, I think we have it all. Okay. I'm going to let you do the honors.
Let's shake it.
Real good.
Look up. Okay, so it is 7700284.
It is. You want to tell them what they won?
Well, we have to have a winner first. 7700284. Yeah, there we go. Gazillion premium bubbles. That's awesome. Come on up on stage. Go Logan.
Oh, thank you, big guy. All right, thank you so much. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Congratulations. Okay, let's get this next one going.
Okay, the next three, a bag of stuff with a
7699609. 7699609.
It is from Keystone, and there is a gift card.
Someone have it here?
There's three of them. We're going to throw two of them.
7699609. Okay, let's do this one. 7700343. No, we'll keep. You got it? Come on up. You want to hear it again? 7699609.
Oh, this one says she's got it.
Okay. Yep. Okay. 7699714. 7699714. Come on up. Okay, so this is. So we actually have it. It's actually his.
His?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It was a 1-4. Yeah. Okay, 7700323. 7700323. Anybody? There we go. Come on up. Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, look at a Yeti cooler. It's the grand one of the night. I hope so. It'll be a long night if not. Okay, you want to close it down?
Yes. Okay, that completes the raffle. Again, thank you everybody for being here tonight. Thank you to our distinguished panel for sharing their information tonight. And the people at home, thank you for watching and have a fantastic summit. Are there cookies and cake over here?